Hey everyone, welcome! Today we're going to dive into a really cool UI component for all you B4X developers out there, the B4XDaisyLoading component. We're going to see how this one little class can seriously level up your app's look and feel. Let's dive right in.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Ever find yourself needing a really smooth, versatile, and honestly just easy way to show a loading indicator in your B4X app? You know, for those times when it's fetching data or doing some work in the background?
Well, allow me to introduce the B4XDaisyLoading component. This thing is a single, powerful class that, and I'm not kidding, might just be the last loading animation you'll ever need to look for.
Now, the most important phrase to focus on here is pure code. This isn't some clunky set of GIFs or a heavy external library we're talking about. Nope, this is a B4X custom view that draws and animates everything itself. And that means it's super lightweight and works flawlessly across the whole B4X family, B4A, B4I, and B4J.
Okay, so you might be thinking, how do I make it look like my app? Well, that's where this component really shines. Let's break down the 4 key properties that give you total control over the look and feel.
I mean, just look at this. It's all so straightforward, right? You've got loading style to pick the animation you want, size to make it bigger or smaller, color to match your app's theme, and even speed if you want to tweak the timing. It's all right there, super easy to adjust on the fly.
And the simplicity here is just wow. You want to go from a classic spinner to those cool bouncing balls? It is literally one line of code. You just call setStyle, tell it which animation you want, dots, ring, bars, you name it, and boom, the component does all the heavy lifting for you.
And what about fitting it into your UI? No problem. Need a tiny little indicator for a button? Or maybe a big one for a full-screen loading screen? It's got you covered. There are 5 built-in sizes, from extra small all the way up to extra large, so you can make it fit perfectly pretty much anywhere.
And of course, you got to make it match your brand, right? So you can use these handy theme colors like Primary or Success, which is awesome. But if you need to be super precise with your branding, you can just drop in a specific hex code. You get total control. Okay, so we've seen what it does, which is pretty cool. But now for the really fun part. How does it work? Let's pop the hood and see what's going on inside, starting with how it actually draws these shapes. How does it go from just code to actual pixels on your screen? Okay, so every single time the component gets created, or even when you just change a property like its size or color, it kicks off this process called update layout. First, it figures out the actual pixel dimensions from your setting. Then it translates the color name into a real color value. Then, and this is the key part, it picks the right drawing function for the style you chose. And finally, it builds all the little visual pieces it needs.
And this little piece of code right here, this is basically the traffic cop for the whole drawing process. It's just a simple select case block. Whatever style you've picked, it just looks it up here and says, okay, you want dots? I'm going to call the createDots function. You want bars? Time for createBars. So simple, but so effective. So what's actually happening inside a function like createDots? Is it doing some super complex drawing? Well, not really. It's actually super clever and simple. Instead of complex drawing commands, it just creates 3 little circular B4X panels. It figures out where to put them, what color they should be, and then just plops them onto the screen. That's it. The stage is set, and it's ready for some animation.
All right, so we've got our static shapes on the screen, but that's kind of boring, right? The real magic is in the motion. So let's look at how the component brings them to life with something called the animate loop.
The engine that drives all this beautiful motion is a function called animate loop. The best way to think about it is like the component's heartbeat. It just keeps running in the background, and on every single frame, it makes these tiny little changes to those views we just created, nudging their position, tweaking their size, or fading their transparency. And all those tiny changes together create the illusion of smooth animation. And the way this loop is built is really clever. You see, it's a do-while loop, so it's constantly running. Inside, it calls the right update function for whatever style is active, and then it does this thing. Sleep 16. Now that little 16 millisecond pause might not seem like much, but it's absolutely crucial. It basically caps the animation at about 60 frames per second. This is what makes it look so smooth while also being really efficient and not crushing your device's CPU. Now inside that loop, the component is actually using a couple of different tricks to create the animations. For some styles, like the spinner, it's pretty straightforward. It's basically just rotating a shape that's already been drawn. But for the others, like the ring or the ball, it does something a little more sophisticated called interpolation. It's mathematically calculating all the in-between steps to smoothly change things like size and opacity over time.
And believe it or not, this is the simple bit of math that makes all that smooth animation possible. This little function, interpolate, is the absolute workhorse behind those effects. All it does is take a starting point, an ending point, and a fraction, like we're halfway through the animation, and it calculates exactly what the value should be at that precise moment. This is how you get those buttery smooth fades and size changes.
All right, so we've peeked under the hood, we've seen the drawing logic, we've seen the animation engine. So now let's zoom back out and see how all that clever, complex stuff on the inside results in something that is incredibly simple for you, the developer, to actually use.
I mean, just take a look at this code from the demo. You initialize it, you add it to your layout, and then you just call those simple set methods we were talking about before. And that's literally it. 5 lines of code, and you have a perfect, fully customized, beautifully animated loading indicator ready to go in your app. It's awesome.
So let's just recap the key takeaways here. First, it's super customizable, with all those styles, sizes, and colors. Second, it's crazy lightweight because it's all pure B4X code, no outside stuff. Third, it's really performant because of that smart animation loop. And maybe the best part, it's just so simple to drop into your projects.
And that really brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. You know, a component like this proves it's not just about slapping a loading spinner on the screen. It's about taking the time to polish every single detail of your app. So the real question is, how much of a difference can thoughtful, polished UI like this really make to the user experience in your applications? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me on this breakdown.